So we are back again, and today I want to go over all of Arsenal's confirmed signings. We did this video a bit of a while ago, but I want to do it again. So the first signing we're going to get into is Nuno Tavares. Now, looking more at him, in that game against Brentford, maybe he could be played as a right back. We did sign him for £5 million from Benfica. Look, he looks like an alright signing to be fair. For £5 million, you can't really go wrong. He looks like a player with a lot of pace. And he did score on his debut, which I believe was against Rangers, I think. Rangers or Hibernian. It was one of the two games where he actually scored on his debut. And look, he looks like a pretty good signing, whether he's going to be covering on the left or potentially playing on the right. I think he's got a lot of potential within him. And it's good that we are signing this kind of profile of players because I think we do need it. And I do feel that someone like Nuno Tavares is a smart and shrewd signing because for £5 million he was there at a discount. There was a bit of rift going on at Benfica, and I think if I've heard from Benfica fans, if he's a guy that can get his head down, concentrate on the football, then I think he has a lot of potential in him. And as I said, for £5 million, you can't really go wrong, especially for someone like him, Portuguese international, under 21 international, I should say. And look, maybe in 1 or 2 years' time, if he can do very well, then we could sell him on for 25, 30, because we need to start bringing in players that are going to bring us value and resale value in the future. And stop letting contracts run down, because we need to start selling players for money. Because the last few years, as I said in my video about why Arsenal can't sign players, it's just the fact that we just struggle to get fees for players, get significant fees. And for someone like Tavares, we could potentially in the future. So I'm quite excited by this signing. The next one is Albert Sambi Luukonga. And again, a similar sort of signing. We did sign him, however, for around £18 million from Anderlecht. Again, has captained Anderlecht. I think he has played for his national side as well. I think in youth levels as well. For Belgian under 21, I think he has played as well. So I do think he's, again, another player with a lot of potential, and he looks like he could be starting many games this season, especially with Partey's injury issues and Xhaka's inconsistent form. He could be someone that could shine amongst them. And become a pretty good player. And again, he's someone that I have high expectations for. Again, I've never really heard of him since he signed for Arsenal, so I'm going to base him solely of what I see from him, and what I see from him so far looks very promising. And that, therefore, I will back him, and I will give him all the support he would want, and hopefully the fans do as well, because he's someone that I think if we can get behind, if he keeps his head down, if he does what's necessary, adapts to the Premier League in terms of the intensity, because that's always a big thing in the Premier League, adapting to the intensity. And he's someone that's come from outside the top 5 leagues. He's coming into the Premier League. Again, he's a very physical player, likes the ball, demands the ball, tries to run through. He gives me a younger version of Thomas Partey sort of vibes, or younger version of Basuma sort of vibes. That's the sort of player he does look like. That's the sort of profile player he is, and I like it. He looks like a very good player. I hope that when Partey does return from injury, and if Luukonga is still doing very well, the partnership can be between Luukonga and Partey, because someone like Partey, looking down on Luukonga can learn a lot from him, because Partey is still a top midfielder, especially when he has been for Atletico, not so much for Arsenal, but he can still provide that for Luukonga. And I hope this can turn out to be a very good signing for us, because I do have expectations for this guy, and hopefully he can prove very well for us. And again, in a few years, he could be worth up to 60, 70. I genuinely believe that from what I've seen so far, from the good words from over there at Anderlecht. Let's just hope for the best for Albert Sambi Luukonga. We did sign him for £18 million. The next one was Ben White. Now, Ben White we signed for around £45 million plus £5 million in add-ons. Now he had an alright debut, I think, against Chelsea. Then he played against Spurs and Brentford, and if I'm honest, he looks shaky, to say the least. And it's not been a good start. He's been sort of thrown into it. But again, look, he's a £50 million centre back, so he's expected to be thrown in and then start performing. That's just sort of the standards you're at when you play for Arsenal Football Club. That's the sort of expectations you have on you, and that's fair. That's a fair thing to have. And for someone like Ben White, I think it's important he settles down quickly enough, because he's never played in a back two before coming to Arsenal. And the Leeds, when he was at Leeds, when he was at Brighton, when he was at Newport, he's always played in a 3, which does raise a few questions. Firstly, can he do well in a 2, especially when Pablo Mari isn't the fastest? He does have some incapabilities within him. Can Ben White fulfill that? Or will it be Gabriel? Does that partnership work? Is that what Arteta is looking at? I'm not too sure. Only time will tell. But I think with Ben White, I do like him. I think he's a good centre back. Obviously, I'm not going to write him off after 2 games. That's not something I'm going to do. I'm not going to tap out on him after 2 games. There's no point in doing that. It's just, there's no point. There's really no point in doing something like that. But look, there's going to be a lot of pressure on him, mainly because of the price tag. So hopefully, fingers crossed he does perform, because the price tag is going to weigh down on him. And if he doesn't do so well, we probably won't be able to get as much resale value on him, because obviously that price tag is very, very significant. But obviously hope the best. And look, it's not been a great start, but hopefully things can improve. And if he does well in training, obviously playing in a back 2, hopefully Arteta does train him into that. Can Arteta do that? I'm not too sure. Maybe another manager can get the best out of him. Maybe do we need to switch to a 3? In that case, why is Saliba still at Marseille? You know what I mean? This is so confusing. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Ben White. But moving on, we're going to be talking about Martin Ødegaard. Now, he has signed on a permanent deal from Real Madrid for a fee close to £35 million. Now, this is a signing I am happy about, because as I've said many times on this channel, over the last 6 months, he has done quite well for Arsenal. Scored North London derby against Olympiacos, many assists. It didn't look like he was going to come back, because it looked like Carlo Ancelotti wanted to keep him at Real Madrid. And I think he said that in his interview as well with Frimpong, that, at the start it didn't look like it was going to happen. But eventually the situation changed, and we ended up signing him. And apparently he was our top target, even ahead of James Maddison. But I would have rather had James Maddison. But I'm not going to get too mad about Ødegaard, if I'm honest. I think he is a player that has a huge ceiling. And look, he's 7 years since he joined Real Madrid, and has he overly proven himself? Probably not. He's had one very, very successful loan spell at Real Sociedad, and he had a half good one at Arsenal. So hopefully now he can kick on, because we really need him to, There's going to be too much burden on Smith Rowe if he doesn't perform, because we need him to. We need him to. He's not going to be when you see this video, it's going to be past the Chelsea games. I don't know what's going on, but as I'm aware, he's not going to be involved for that game. So you're going to see this on the Monday. I'm recording this on the Friday. So yeah. Anyway, that is it on Martin Ødegaard, as he signed from Real Madrid on a permanent deal. Next one is Aaron Ramsdale. Again, a player we signed on the Friday night. And look, Aaron Ramsdale signing for £24 million plus £6 million in add-ons. Now, this is a signing that has been greeted to a lot of controversy among the fans in an instance, because a lot of fans don't want him. Some fans didn't want him, but now want him. And look, in his interview, he spoke well. He said all the right things. He wanted to take the number 1 shirt off Leno, and he's won Player of the Year at all the clubs he's got relegated at in the last 4 years, which was Wigan, Bournemouth, and Sheffield United. I think all the blame amongst fans that rate him is that his defense wasn't good enough. But when it's 3 different teams, it's a bit of a sticky one, isn't it? Is it just the defense, or is it your incapability to goalkeep properly? I won't answer that. Let's hope Ramsdale can. But look, I really, really hope he can prove everyone wrong. That's just, for any player that signs, whether I want them or not want them, I hope they perform an Arsenal shirt, because we need this club to go forward. This isn't the guy to take us, in my opinion, but he could prove us wrong. Let's fingers crossed. Hope that he can bring us back to where we need to be. But I don't think he will. But we can always hope, because that's what we're doing for the last 17 years. So why not do a bit more, because Arteta isn't going to take us anywhere. But that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. What do you guys think of all our signings? Do you think we'll do any more? Do you think we'll do any outgoings? Go check out my video on why we couldn't sell anyone. And I think I've put out some short videos on my channel, because I'm at the game at the Emirates for the game against Chelsea. Again, I have no clue how that's gone, by the way. I have no clue. I'm recording this beforehand. But see you guys next one. Bye-bye.